for as much as we can during the hour. If you fatigue, you can kind of scoot back, but still keep a tall spine versus rounding here. So you can still use the support of your chair to scoot yourself to where your low back is right at the back of your chair and you're still sitting tall. Okay? So I want to invite you to take note of what you're doing physically with your body all throughout the day. So even when we're taking a quick trip to the grocery store, or we're out for a walk, maybe how we hang on to grandkids, how we move through our day is part of our yoga. It's, how we reach for things on the shelf. My goal for you is to be very independent, and the moves that we do in class are based to support that, for you to be joyful and independent and very active. So just kind of take note of how you're moving all throughout your day. We're going to start with our feet again. So let's talk about the feet being parallel to each other. So one of the things we do a lot of during our day is sit. So the thing that I would like for you to take aware of is your posture. So take notice of. If you have your feet under your knees like this, you're going to be so much better aligned than even crossing your legs or even here. See how it just tends to collapse us forward. So as much as you can during the day, and it's not to say you can't ever sit this way, but if you will, have some parts of your day where you're nicely aligned, because this is going to support the health of the spine versus here, where we get very elongated, weakened back muscles and very tight and shortened chest muscles, and that develops kyphosis. And then we have a lot of back pain and more breathing issues because we're clamping down on the very major breathing muscles. So starting out with this awareness of our daily movements, our seated posture. So let's start grounding through both sit bones. Inhale, lengthen up tall. We're going to roll the shoulders back and down and have elbows underneath our shoulders. And then the chin pulls back a little bit so that we're not jutting our chins forward, because again, that's a lot for the neck to bear. So pull the chin back a little bit, sit up nice and tall, and just be aware of your body throughout the day while we're sitting. If you feel comfortable, softly closing the eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, just look down at the floor, just softening the gaze. And we're going to inhale and exhale and notice the body while we're breathing. Do you feel your chest lifting and lowering with the breath? Maybe you feel your belly rise and fall for a full diaphragmatic breath. Maybe you feel it into your ribs, really opening and closing, getting a full rib cage breath. And then noticing your thoughts, and just relax into your body, becoming aware of the noises you hear. Practicing equanimity, that means even though there's disturbance around us, we can be peaceful within our own minds and our hearts. Just kind of tune out everything for the next hour. This is our mental vacation we give to ourselves. And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths. This is where we close our mouth and we breathe in through the nose and breathe out of the nose like you're fogging a mirror, but your mouth is closed. Try that again. Inhale through the nose and out of the nose, but imagine fogging a mirror, but mouth is closed. And one more. Inhale and out of the nose. Now we're going to do a little pranayama. This is breath exercise, and this is where we breathe in through the nose. I want you to imagine I've given you a Mother's Day rose. And it's the most beautiful rose you've smelled. So we're going to breathe all that lovely fragrance in through our nose, and then when we exhale, we're going to blow out a big candle. So take in as much of that beautiful scent as you can. Breathe in deeply through your nose. And then exhale through pursed lips like you're blowing out a lot of birthday candles. Good. Inhale again. Breathe in as much air as your lungs can take in. And then let it all out. Every last breath out of your mouth. And keep breathing like that. In through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Through pursed lips. Last one, take it all the way up to the very top of your lungs. And let every last breath out. Now inhale, lengthen tall. And exhale, lower the chin toward the chest, feeling the back of the neck stretch. Good. Slowly loosening up the back of the neck. And then go ahead and take your chin all the way up toward the ceiling. Gaze is up. And then exhale, tuck the chin and maybe look down towards your lap. Good. Inhale, chin lifts. Gaze lifts. And then exhale, chin and gaze lower. Nice. Inhale, back up. Stretching through the throat, and then exhaling, chin toward the chest. And then let's go ahead and take the chin parallel to the floor so we can look over the right shoulder, slowly loosening up the sides of the neck by turning your head as if you're saying no slowly. So the neck can be like a traffic jam. It gets very congested here. We hold a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders. So we're just turning the neck slowly and gently to loosen it up. We want to be mindful of our movement here. One more time, over to the left, and then over to the right. And we're going to come back to seated mountain pose. So just notice as we're moving throughout class, I want everything to feel really nice in your body. Just focus on this next hour on things that you can do. Don't worry about anything that you can't do. One side might feel a little better than the other. Just do the best you can with the side that doesn't feel as good. And just modify. Sit out if you don't need to. I just want you to have a good time today and move in your body. Let's start moving in our body and match the movement with the breath. So the breath of joy. Hands out to the side. We're going to root through the sit bones. Inhale the arms overhead. And then exhale the hands right back down to heart center. Now, while they're here, we're going to interlace our hands. Notice which index finger you put on top. And then we're going to press the palms away, but round the back. Curl the tail, curl the chin. Come into cat back. Really stretch through the forearms. Press your palms toward me into cat stretch. And then inhale, we're going to take the arms up and overhead. And then take a big back stroke back behind you. And when you come back, take the chest up and fingertips back toward the floor back there. Good. Really try to touch where the wall and the floor meet behind you. And then bring your hands back to mountain pose. We'll take the arms overhead again. Axial extension, length of our spine. And then exhaling the thumbs right back to the breastbone. Interlacing the opposite index finger on top. Press the palms away. You can press your fingers into the backs of your hands and curl in. There's that back stretch again. Now we're going to take the arms all the way up. Good. Now stretch the hands back behind you. Lift and open through the chest. And then fingers press back to where the wall and the floor meet behind you. And now hands just come right back to your heart center. Interlace your palms. Press them away. Curl the tail. Curl the chin. Belly button toward the spine. Inhale, lengthen the palms up. Good. Exhale, take that back stroke. Nice job. Just one more time. Hands to the heart. Opposite index finger in front. Press the palms away, cat stretch, curl it in, take the back toward the back of your chair, lengthen all the way up. You got it. One last back stroke and lift. Feel that amazing stretch. This is really counter poses our rounded forward posture. And then we're going to take our hands beside of us and shoulder roll. So throughout the day, we want to bring our shoulders down, lower the shoulders. So sometimes we get a little chilly in our houses and we start to shiver. Sometimes we just get frustrated and we shrug. But anyway, whatever the cause is, we tend to bring our shoulders up toward our ears a lot. So I want you throughout the day just to take your shoulders up, linger there a bit, and then roll it all the way down. Good. Take it up as high as you can. Shoulders up toward the earlobes, and then lower that back down. And one more. About 4 of them will really do the trick. And then you're just lowering your shoulders and creating space, and it's very energizing. We tend to have more restricted breath when our shoulders are way up here like this. And all it takes is some little bit of frustration. Up we are. So remember that throughout the day. Roll those shoulders back and around. But let's take our marches now. So to get ourselves, again, energized, we find ourselves in a seated position a lot. We can stay right here in our chair, get that blood flowing throughout our body, get the oxygen flowing to the heart and up into our brains. So again, we feel more energized. You can even start to take the hip up off the chair as well. Nice. See if you can lift your knees, keep those shoulders back and down, and just get everything nice and flowing. Switch the brain on here. Good. Switch on that cardiovascular system, taps into the immune system, and just starts to wake our bodies up, moving the arms and legs. Good job. Now, we've got that all revved up. We'll relax it back a little again. Woo, take a big breath in. We're going to work on our eyes. So when we strength train in our bodies, we don't really think, well, today's eye day, right? Arms and legs and our core. But we want to strengthen our eyes as well. It really can help improve our vision. So we're going to start with our left hand. Take your chin back just a little bit. And I want the left hand right here in my peripheral vision. So I'm not going to turn my chin, just my eye gaze. So chin back a little bit. We're going to start with the thumb and the index finger. So we're going to crisscross the body. I'm going to look out the corner of the eye till I see my left hand. And my eye gaze will follow the hand come across. Now what I'm going to do is pick up a grape over here on the right side between my index finger and thumb, and then watch with my eyes come back over here to the left and look out of the corner of my eye and just throw out that grape. Good. And then I'm going to crisscross my eyes, follow my left hand, come over to the right middle finger and thumb, squish a grape, really press hard, bring it back across, eye gaze following, head is still, and throw out your grape. And then cross the left hand over. We're going to smush that grape with the ring finger and the thumb, really squeeze it. This helps with arthritis along with the eyes. And then throw it out to the side. Now we have the pinky finger next, so we're going to crisscross over and then squeeze the grape, squash it there, and then throw it out to the side. Perfect. Let's take it to the other side. So we've got our right hand just out here where we can see it. This really helps our peripheral vision. We're going to crisscross over. Now sometimes we can think about emotions. So we're going to grab onto happiness and bring that back across and throw out anxiety. Good. Now we're going to come over, watching with our eyes, middle finger and thumb, squishing that grape, really pinch it, pick up joy. Watch it till you come to the corner of your eye and throw out fear. Perfect. Crisscross over the body. We're working with the ring finger now. We're going to grab a hold of peacefulness, bring it, crisscross it over, and then throw out any kind of anger. Good. And then crisscross over. Pinky finger is going to squish onto happiness. Bring it back over and throw out any sort of self-doubt. There you go. Now back through center. We're going to rub those hands to make them really warm. So you work those eye muscles a lot, tracking them side to side like that. That's called eye tracking. We stretched and strengthened eye muscles. Now we're going to give them a little bath. So we're going to warm up the hands. Keep going like you're starting a fire. Really get in there and warm up your hands. We're going to soften the eye muscles. So just place the hands right over your eyes. Let them have a little bit of a break. Good. Close your eyes. Is what we're going to do is look around the face of a clock. So the eyes are closed. I just want you to take your eyes up with the eyes closed and your hands over your eyes and take your eyes around an imaginary clock all the way 12, 3, 6, and 9. And then go counterclockwise. Circle your eyes with your eyes closed and then go all the way back up to 12. Good. And then just rest that warmth there on your eyes. Good job. And then hands back to your lap. So we're going to come back to that, the neck area, the traffic jam area. Good. So we're going to get a little stretch of our neck. Sitting tall, I would like for you to turn your head over toward your right shoulder and just kind of get a feel for how much you can turn your head. As if you were in your car, how much can you see over your shoulder? And then go ahead and lower your chin toward the right shoulder. And then come through center, circle the chin down toward your heart, and then come right back up through center, chin parallel. And let's go ahead and look over the left shoulder. See how far you can turn on this side. What's the range of motion? Tuck the chin down toward the left shoulder. And how far back do you feel that stretch? Roll your chin back through center and then come on up. Let's take it again. Chin's parallel. Let's look over the right shoulder. Lower your chin toward your chest. Good. Come all the way through the center. And notice the side muscles stretching, the back muscles stretching. One more time. Look over the left shoulder. Tuck it in. Come all the way through center. Nice. Now this time we're going to add on a little bit. So we're going to look over the right shoulder. Now we're going to take the left hand to the right knee and the right hand to the hip and take a little look, a little turn, a little twist. So go ahead and draw that right shoulder back. Now you're going to tuck your chin and then roll everything back to center and take your chin up parallel. Good. Now let's go ahead and look over the left shoulder. Take your right hand to the left knee and take this back into a twist like you're looking to see what's out of your back window in your car. And then keeping the twist, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Feel that big stretch? And then roll everything back through center. Nice. Now from here, keep your chin to your chest and just interlace your hands right behind your head. And give yourself a massage with your thumbs on those tight muscles right where your neck and the back of your skull connect. That's called the occipital ridge bone. Give a massage. There's tight muscles back there. Just roll your thumbs around them. It's really good to do when you wash your hair. Good. Stretching those muscles that go all the way down into your neck now. Good. And then take your hands back there and just press your head and your hands together and you'll feel a strengthening and a toning and a stretching going on. Good. Now we're going to take what's called a scalene stretch. So we have scalene muscles in the front. There's posterior and anterior. Let's hold on to our chair with our left hand. We're going to lean it over to the right. Just lean, lean, lean. And then you can start to lower your ear toward the shoulder. So I'm leaning off to the right. My right ear is lowering heavily. I'm holding on to the chair to create space. So there's an anterior scalene muscle that attaches to the first rib, and there's a posterior one in the back. We're stretching both of those. The posterior one attaches to your second rib. And if we can free this up, we'll be able to breathe a lot better. This tightness causes your shoulders to lift up into your ears and restricts breathing. So let's take another cycle of breath. It's pretty tight in here. I know you can feel that. Good. Now come through center. Before you take the other side, notice the length you created. Let's hold on with the right hand and take a little lean over to the left. And once you lean, you can lower your left ear a little bit, just so you feel this beautiful stretch. And can you feel where the front, the anterior scalene is, and in the back, the posterior? And just breathe into this. Give it some oxygen. So we want to decongest this traffic jam area. This will help lower the shoulders down away from the ears and give us that energized feeling. It helps circulation come in, and that makes us feel a little more energized. Good. One more breath. Stretch it. Give it a chance to free up and let go. Beautiful job. And then come right back through center. And let's take those shoulder rolls. So up, back and around. Great job. Oh, that feels good. Okay, shoulder rolling, and we're going to take the arms up and overhead. So let's sit in mountain pose, arms all the way up. And when our hands come to namaste, we're going to lift the elbows a little bit higher. Relax your shoulders back and down. So we're going to press our palms together as firmly as we can. So we feel the bicep and tricep bones engaging. We feel the forearm bones. So really press your finger pads, the heel of the hand, the whole palm of the hand. Now we're going to take the elbows off to the left. Good, a straight elbow. It's not a twist, so I'm not turning my rib cage at all. I'm just feeling the stretch into the forearm in the carpal tunnel area. Good, now we're going to come back through center. And the more you can press, the stronger your bone density will become. Good. The bones have two options when they're challenged like this, to break or get stronger. We're not putting so much pressure they're going to break, but we're going to get some nice tug of the muscle against the bone. Good, come through center, and that means the bone itself is going to get stronger and enhance our bone density. Wonderful. Now let's keep that namaste hand, come back to the center. Take your hands out a little bit away from you so you can turn your fingertips in toward your heart. This is for dexterity of our wrists. And again, stretching the carpal tunnel area, fingers away from you now and down toward your lap. Just twist them down there. Ooh, good. Now coming back in, this time we're going to add a little head turn. So as the elbows go over to the left, we're going to look right. Keep pressing the palm. Feel the strength in the triceps. Come back through center toward the heart and go over to the other side. Looking left, elbows right. Good. Let's take that one more time to each side. Relax the shoulders, lift the elbows slightly. You got it. This helps to stretch and strengthen now into the bones and the muscles. Now, if we take the hands away, we stretch and strengthen in the carpal tunnel area. Fingertips down toward the floor. You got it. Now, coming all the way out, let's circle through those wrists that work so hard for us. Good. Circle them out. Round and round and round. And then we're going to go the other way. Good. And now we're going to squeeze like Popeye arms. Just squeeze your fist. Create little biceps. This is good for the wrist too. Nice. And then just shake that all out. Shake it all about. Good. Swing your arms, stomp your legs. Let's get circulation flowing. All right, let's circle those shoulders. I'd like for you to start to take it alternately though, almost like you're swimming, one and then the other. So we separate the two. See how they're flowing there. Good, and then you can pause that and take them forward. Nice, shoulder roll. And then our elbow joints, because our elbow joints, our shoulder joints are load bearing. So we'll take our circles, let's place our hands on the shoulders and just start taking circles forward. So we've got these load bearing joints. We want to make sure we're moving through them, getting circulation, releasing synovial fluid. Good, and just breaking up any adhesions. If you need to make this smaller, please do. We're just going to invite some range of motion back in. Good. Now let's pause and take it around the other way. Beautiful, both directions. We want to move these load-bearing joints every single day. The less we move them, the more restricted they'll be. So just big circles. Good. Now I'm going to ask you to place the fingernail area at your temples. So it's kind of just a little back of your hand, fingers there. And then see, can we touch our elbows together and open them back up? So like little windows opening and closing. You may not be able to get the elbows all the way together, but just do the best you can there. Get as close as you can. And then start to really take those elbows back. Stretch across the chest and strengthen your shoulders now. Good. Squeeze it open and then take it closed. This is going to help the pectoralis and rhomboids, our posture muscles, get nice and strong. Now we're going to take our life force reach. So all the way out. Again, the more you can reach, the stronger the bones will get. Now I want you to think about there's a light switch on either wall. So we're going to flick that light switch up and then flick it off. Good. This is extension and flexion of the wrist. Again, we're getting into the carpal tunnel area, but we're strengthening the muscles of the forearms, the forearm extensors. And these are the arms we throw out if we were to fall. So we want these muscles and bones really strong. Next, let's split that up and back down. Now keep the arms out, just little circles forward. Really great work for the shoulders. Strengthening them again, range of motion. They don't have to be big circles. And then we'll take that backwards the other way. You got it. Now let's just crisscross and give it a little stretch. So take that right arm over the left hand, just assist and breathe. And take it to the opposite way. So left arm over, right arm assist. Good job. And then just stomping all of that out. Well done. Okay, we have, go ahead and grab some water. We have a little different sun salutations, adding in opposites. So this makes us think about what we're doing. because it's different than what we normally do. I like to do that so we stay very present. We do the same thing over and over again, we tend to kind of check out. So I want us just to stay right here in the present moment, learning a couple new moves for us. It's going to work the brain because we're going to work right and left sides of the body, right and left hemispheres of the brain. You might want to be a little bit more forward of your chair, sitting so tall so you have plenty of room to move around. These are big movements, so you'll just stay in your pain-free range of motion, starting with your hands out. Hands mirror each other. So we'll go slow the first round till you get all the movements. The right arm is going to lift up and overhead, and the left arm down toward the floor and then back a little bit. Use the tricep to lift the arm. Beautiful job. And then back through center, and then we'll take the left arm up and the right arm down. Nice. Both arms coming back through center, and then we're going to open them out into our airplane wings. Yes, now the left hand is either going to hold on to the chair as the right arm lifts, or you can start to take the left hand to the floor as you lean. So either bending the elbow and holding on, or taking your left fingertips down toward the floor. And then back out to your airplane wings to the other side. Right arm hangs on, or lower your fingertips toward the floor. Stretch your side body. Now we're going to come on in, and this is where we really use the brain. The right arm is going to crisscross the body, and the right knee lifts. Left hand's coming on top of that right knee, and really reach through your right arm and point and flex that right foot. Good. Now come back out to airplane wing. Now the left arm crisscrosses and lift the left leg, right hand to the left knee, point and flex the left foot. Good job. A lot of brain work with that. Arms out to the side and then up and overhead. Good job. Now we're going to take the hands behind us and back up again. Use your triceps now. Lift through the heart. This is our cow. And then exhale, fingertips to the sky, round the tail, round the chin. Lift both hands high to the sky, belly button to the spine, and then hands to the chair. We're going to rock ourselves all the way up to the top of the chair and lean back. Now, I'm leaning all the way back. You can take your feet just a little bit off the chair or off the floor or all the way in. This is boat pose. You'll just lift up or not at all. It's up to you. You choose. And then lower those feet. Hands back in center. Right hand is going to cross over the left shoulder. Left hand is going to come to the hip. And we're just going to look over the right shoulder. Twist right. Beautiful. Now come back through center. Left hand comes to the right shoulder. Right hand to the left hip. And look over your left shoulder. Good job. So to see how much brain work and right and left sides, the body loves this. So let's start it again. You know all the moves now. That was one cycle. So let's go ahead and take right arm up, left arm down. Beautiful. Back through center. This is our opposites, left and right. Good. Back through center, airplane wings. Beautiful job. Left hand holds on or leans toward the floor. Side stretch. Good. Back to airplane. Right hand to the floor, left arm lifts, body stretch, back to the center. Right arm and right leg, lift and crisscross. Left hand comes to the knee, presses down, point and flex the right foot. Good, a lot of muscle engagement. Open that back up. And left arm crisscrosses, left knee lifts, right hand presses on the leg and point and flex. Beautiful job. Come all the way back out. Now, both hands coming up and overhead. Take both hands behind you, lift up through the triceps, lift the chest, tail back. That's cow, a big back bend. Exhale into cat. Fingertips to the ceiling, curl the chin, curl the tail. Nice. Now hold on, lean back. This is your boat pose, either a little bit or a lot. Good. Now go ahead and take the arms back to center. Right hand crisscrosses and left hip, twist right. Good. Back through center. Left hand to the right shoulder. And then look over your left. Good. Again, hands back to start. Right arm up, left arm down. Good. Back to center. Left arm up. You got it. Back out. Airplane wings. Left arm to the floor. Right arm up. Good. Back through airplane. Right arm down, left arm up. Good. Right arm crisscrosses, right knee lifts. Left hand presses, point and flex through the foot. You got it. Back through airplane. Good. Left arm, left knee, right hand presses, point and flex your foot. Nice. All the way back out. Both arms come up and overhead. Yes. Now hands come back, lift the triceps, come into a big back bend, lift your hardtail back, and then fingertips up, curl the tail. Look at your belly button. Nice. Come all the way up. Hold on. We're going to lean back and lift your boat. Good. And then hands back out in front of us. Right hand to the left shoulder. Left hand to the hip. Look over your right shoulder. Nice. Come back through center. Left hand to the shoulder. Right hand to the hip. And look left. Good job. Back through center position. Back to the breath. And just notice how you're feeling. When we move like that, the body just loves that. So what that does is it helps to move circulation. It helps release happy hormones. Because we're moving and circulating the body, we release endorphins, right? We switch on those happy hormones. And it just feels good to move in that big multi-directional way like that. All right, so seated mountain pose. We're going to do another nice movement for some cells that are not as familiar. We're going to take the arms up and overhead. Good. And now arms to cactus. So elbows in line with shoulders. And then we're going to exhale and plug the elbows as close as we can into the rib cage. So there's lowering the shoulders from the ears again. Bring the arms out in front of us. Good. Flip the hands down toward the lap. Now we're going to exhale and forward fold. Maybe we just rest here with the chest on the thighs, or you can lower your head all the way down. Good. We're going to inhale and come up halfway. Nice. Exhale and fold. Now we're going to inhale and use the muscles in the core and the back to come all the way up, and then press the hands back down beside of us again. Lower your shoulders. Good. One more like that. Arms up and overhead. Let's find those cactus arms and then continue to plug the shoulders in their sockets. Shoulder blades roll down toward their hips. Elbows hug into the ribs and arms out in front of us. Good job. Let's flip the palms to the lap, and you'll decide if we have high blood pressure or eye issues, we'll stay up. If not, you can lower your head, stretch your back. Now this time, inhale and come up halfway. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Good. Exhale, fold again. Press your feet, arms sweep up and overhead, and then backs of the hands together, and we're coming all the way back out. We're going to take this a little bit differently. So arms up and overhead, get length of your spine, and then we'll find cactus arms again. Once again, squeezing all the way in, elbows in, draw the hands in front. Nice. So I want you to imagine you have tea and coffee, and we're going to open and offer tea and coffee out to the side. Good job. But squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pause here. Open up through the heart and the pectoralis muscles. This helps to counterpose kyphosis. So we will really get in there and firm up those posture muscles. Nice. Now bring the hands back to center. Flip the palms toward the lap and exhale back into your forward fold. Good. Inhale up, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Arms circle out and overhead. Back to the palms together. Press those hands back toward the floor. Good. Let's repeat that one again. Arms lift up. Finding cactus. Elbows all the way down. Plug in. Bring the hands out in front. And then open out to the side. Squeeze the shoulders. Those muscles are the rhomboids. They get elongated and very weak. So take those hands back, back, back. Good. Now bring them out in front. Flip the palms to the lap. And again, forward fold. Inhale up, come up halfway. Good job. Exhale and fold. Circle the arms out and overhead. Palms touch overhead this time. And then back to the hands together. Take your fingertips down toward the floor. Adding on, arms overhead. We're going to take cactus position and continue to plug, plug, plug all the way in. Such a beautiful posture corrector. Palms out in front. Now this time we're going to take our trays, open them out as far as you can. How wide can you take those hands? Squeeze the shoulders. This should really be feeling that up there. Nice. Now we're going to bring our hands in, and this time twist with our elbows hugging in, off to the left through center, and then go off to the right. Nice. Coming back in. Flip your palms down. Exhale to release tension in your back. Now this time add a cobra. Really back bend. Pull the elbows back. Lift the heart, tail feathers back. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, use the arms, empower yourself back up. And exhale the hands back down by your sides. We have one more like that. Arms reach overhead. Good. Finding cactus position. Notice how you're starting to open up more and more each time. Good. Draw the arms out in front. Pull tea and coffee out to the side. Shoulders relax toward the hip pockets if you can. Now bring the arms out in front of us. Let's go ahead and twist off to the left. Beautiful. Inhale through center. Twist it off to the right. Nice. Hands are going to flip down. We'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, pull that all the way back. Lift up into your cobra. And then exhale, fold again. Nicely done. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, this time hands coming to the heart and coming to your thighs. Just sit all the way back in your chair. If you have water, go ahead and grab it. We do want our feet on the floor, the toes facing forward. Hips, knees, and ankles all in one line. Let's just notice the heat in our body. Notice if you got your heart rate up just a little bit with that. We've got our core engaged with the belly pulled in and up. And notice how the breath feels. So we add in those sun salutations. They add heat to our body, and they also get that heart rate up. Sometimes in our life, we have to run around and do errands. So it's nice to work with the cardiovascular system that way. So let's go ahead and come all the way up to a standing position. And we're going to have our chair behind us, or in front of us will be behind the chair. So with the back of your chair in front of you, we're going to take our downward facing dog. So I'd like you first to find your mountain feet. So that means your feet are as parallel to each other, making the number 11 as feel comfortable in your hips. You might need to turn your toes out a little bit, but can you find equal weight in the ball of your foot, the heel of your foot, and the inner and the outer foot? Once you find that, then just pull your quads up a little bit, neutral pelvis, and roll your shoulders back and down. That's a really nice standing position. So while we're monitoring our seated posture throughout our day, we also want to monitor our standing position. Oftentimes we're kind of here, aren't we? Leaning to one side, rounding forward a little bit. So, and we're going to do that. That's okay, but I just want you to counterpose it with some nice tall posture as well. Keeping a tall spine. Hands are going to come to the back of the chair, and we'll walk ourselves back, sit bones back, heart roll lower into our downward facing dog. So you can bend your elbows if the shoulders are tight. You can bend your knees if you have tight hamstrings. This is just to stretch all the way back here. Get a little stretch in the hamstrings, lengthen the spine, take a full breath in, exhale that out, and then look at your hands, and we're going to walk ourselves back up to the chair. From here, with our hands on the chair, we're going to come up to our tippy toes and then come into a back bend and look up at the ceiling. So we're stretching the whole front side body. Heels are lifted, strengthen calves and ankles. And then we'll lower the heels to the floor, pick up the toes and the balls of the feet, and lower your chin to your chest. Nice. Come all the way back up to a tall pose, and we'll walk this back again to our downward facing dog. Draw in a deep breath, belly pulls in and up, and again, just stretch back through your tailbones. Broaden your back muscles, good. Breathe in, and then we're going to walk ourselves all the way back up to our chair, and then just take your arms, kind of just floaty arms overhead, just wave side to side, sort of like you're in the back of a room trying to get someone's attention. You know those little floaty things that are around new businesses that kind of float and flop? That's just what I want you to do. Big multi-directional movements. Just take it side to side. You can bend your knees. You can flop forward. You know what those little things do when they flop with the air? Yeah, just any kind of nice movement. Get that circulation flowing. Use your muscles. Nice. It doesn't have to match mine. Just go all kind of floaty. Good. And then some marches. We have our chair if we need them. Now, all of us, at some point during our day, probably have to go through some sort of stair situation, going up and down stairs in our house or into a building you're entering. So we want to make sure we're marching sometime throughout our day to keep our quadricep muscles strong in our hip flexors, the hinge movement of our knee and our hips, that flexion. So this marching throughout the day really does help keep our legs nice and strong. That way, if we come across something, we can step over it, right? Get in and out of a bathtub, step over a puddle, get in and out of a chair, all those things. So just a few more marches gets our blood circulating and keeps us strong. All right, let's come back into our mountain pose with our chair in front of us. In addition to being able to step over things, strength of our quads, we want to have nice movement of our hips. So let's bend in the right knee and start to circle toward the chair. So we want to get that synovial fluid, the lubrication in our hip. We'll start small. We have a hip replacement, so careful. If you can, take it larger. But again, these help us step out to the side, get out of a car, yoga for everyday life. Right, and then let's reverse that and go the opposite way. Round and round here. Hip circles, forward and back. Nice, you might feel that in your standing leg as well. Good. Then we're just going to release this right foot to the floor and bend the left knee and start this side, rolling toward the chair. These are the same body part, but they're so different, aren't they? So you may need to adjust on this side. Good. Oh, round and round. This also helps us go up and down stairs, really works those hip flexor muscles. Reverse it, go the other way. Nice, notice that standing legs working. So if we want to get ourselves in and out of the tub or step over something so we don't fall or get our shoes wet in a puddle, these are the muscles we want nice and strong to continue to be very active like that. Nice. Now go ahead and place that foot on the floor and we're going to ski the hips side to side just to stretch into that muscle group we just strengthened. And what you can do is look over the opposite shoulder. So you're getting a little bit of a rotation in your upper body as well. That should feel good in your gluteus. Well done. Now we're going to sit in our chair pose. So not in our chair, but in our chair pose. So we'll still have the chair out in front of us. You can walk back a little bit. And the feet can be side by side. So let's touch the toes and the heels together and have a little seat in an imaginary chair. So we're going to try to keep our hearts up. Try not to do this, because I'm intentionally wanting you to use your gluteal muscles and your quad muscles. Hold on to your chair. Good. Now, can you squeeze your shins together and your knees together and add your pelvic floor like you're stopping the flow of urine? Now, this is going to stretch down there in your Achilles and in your calf. And we're going to see, can we take that right hand up by our ear or our bicep and lower that down? It's really working those gluteals. And then maybe the left hand can come up. How low can you sit? Now maybe both arms can come up. If not, one will stay on the chair. Now can you gaze up at your fingertips? Nice. Now if you need to, hold on with one arm, or if you can, both arms coming up and then the triceps in the back, really lifting. Good. Squeeze your shoulder blades. One more time. Inhale, take that up. I know it's a lot of work for hips, knees, and ankles. Good. And then come to stand. Whew. Shake that out. I love that one because it strengthens hips, knees, and ankles. That's where arthritis settles in. Also, the first muscle groups to atrophy are our quads and our glutes. So that one really helps in so many ways. While we're here with our chair, we're going to take our standing tree pose. We'll start with the left arch at the ankle bone. Externally rotate the left knee open and find a nice neutral pelvis. You might take your left hand to your heart and tap the right hand here, or you can place the hand to the heart. If you've mastered this kickstand and you want to come up to your calf, you may, but stay off of your knee joint, please. Because I like for you to press your foot in your ankle or your foot and your leg together. And we don't want to press into the knee. Now you can stay here. You can shoot up one arm and keep the other tapping or hovering or playing the piano on the chair. Or maybe that other arm will come with you. Just lift your belly button up so we have a neutral pelvis and breathe. So we've been staying here for about 5 cycles of breath. This strengthens our bone density. It helps to eliminate or at least reduce osteopenia, osteoporosis. Standing balance poses, these static poses really do make the bones stronger. Good, because those bones are really working to support this pose. Nice, another breath in. And then you can exhale your hands to your heart or to the chair and release that and feel free to take your chair now off to the other side. So the hand, maybe hovering, touching, just don't lean all the way into it for me. Just really take a lot of support in this leg and the hands just lightly touching. Set up where you were last time. Ankle and arch is a beautiful way to start the balance. Our balance is just challenging you. Hang out right there. If you've already mastered that and you want to challenge, you can come up to the calf. You never have to do that. And then maybe you can stay here, or maybe one hand shoots up and one just lightly taps the chair. Lift up your belly. That neutral pelvis really is so helpful. And then pull your chin back just slightly and find a focal point. Vision is very important for balance. If you just find something to look at and cast a gaze there and breathe, relax your shoulders. Good, another round of breath or two. You got it. And then release and shake that back out, shake your arms, shake your legs. Good job. Let's come back to our chairs now. And if you do have water, go ahead and grab your water. We have been working head to toe today. I want us to work a little bit in our calf muscles. So I just have my feet on the floor. I'm going to be sitting again, and I'm just going to show you. I want you to come up onto the ball of your foot and lower while we're seated. So just lift up onto the balls of the feet and lower. Lift and lower. And when you do, can you kind of squeeze your calf muscles right here, and they help us along with the ankles with balance. So at home, if you find yourself kind of hanging out, reading or knitting or sewing, watching television, it's really important to move the legs. The calves pump blood back up to our heart. This keeps us from pooling unnecessary fluid and blood in the calves. It helps our circulation. It helps with neuropathy and lymphedema and just circulation in general. It strengthens the calves and ankles for balance. It's a good one to take throughout the day. Good. One more, lift and lower. Beautiful job. Now we're going to take our strap, and you may have a belt at home or a sash or even a towel that you could wrap around your right foot. So we'll sit tall and place that around the right ball of the foot. I'm just turning sideways because I want you to take note of my foot here. So here's where my foot is naturally, and I really want to flex it so the toes come back toward the shins. We want a pretty straight leg, so your leg may be down here if you're a little tighter, or if you've got the flexibility, just come up as high as you feel appropriate. You just want a stretch right under the belly of the hamstring. Now, if you can kind of tighten up the grip on the strap a little bit, you're going to again get into the biceps and triceps like when we had namaste hands, and strengthen your arm bones. Roll your shoulders back and down, keep a tall spine, and we're just going to take that leg out, then really pull the heel. Good. Now let's check in with that knee and just take a little flexion here, a little knee hinge movement. Notice what you hear in there, how it's moving. Good. As long as it's not overly painful, we do just want to keep moving, even if we've got arthritis in there. Those knees work hard for us. And there is fluid, synovial fluid that's released. Good. Now go ahead and extend that long. And I want you to look at your foot. Is it off to the side like this, that gas pedal foot? And if it is, can you bring it through center? So it's straight up and down. That alignment is important. The more you have your foot like this when you walk and drive, the more painful your knee will be. So line that up, take it out to the side. Good. We want the inner thigh and the inner knee. Sit tall. The left hand comes straight out. Watch your thumb come behind you. Stretch your far away as you can, your right foot to your left hand. Look over your shoulder, stretch into the bicep, and then use your inner thigh and your tummy muscles to crisscross over the midline and get into this outer IT band. It's always so tight. Open, open, open. Breathe and stretch. Press your heel even here. Great job. Now we have the pigeon stretch, which can be done ankle to ankle here or ankle up on the thigh bone. Flex your foot if you've got your ankle set up this way. And we're going to hip hinge forward with a really tall spine and just take our arms out and then pull in. This is called give and receive, where we go very deeply into the muscle and then back it out. It's feathering. Good. Exhale when you come forward, and then inhale, come up. We've got a really nice tall spine and a flexed right foot. And then this last one, we'll just place our hands on our shins and come forward until we feel a release in the gluteus medius and minimus. We also have abductor. You might feel a little bit in the hamstring too. Great job. And then we're going to come all the way out and just extend through the leg and hold that for 3, 2, 1, and then point and flex your foot all the way to the floor, and then bring that back in, and we'll switch it to the other side. So strap on the left foot, and we'll extend and really pull those toes back. Roll the shoulders back and down, and then find where, when you lift your leg, it's just a nice dull, achy resistance. Not too much, not too little. We call that the Goldilocks approach. Good. This is a beautiful, dull, achy resistance there. Nice. Keep pulling your toes back. And then you can check your alignment. This is the left foot. It doesn't drive like the right foot does. So you probably don't have to worry about that alignment, but you can check it just in case and see if you can have the toes in line with the ankle, and then work through the knee a few times. Good. How does this knee feel flexing and extending versus the other knee? It might be talking to you a little bit more. Good. And then go ahead and take that all the way out. Sit tall. Hold on to your straps. Get the biceps and triceps involved. And then left hand takes the strap and open up. Try not to round your back here. We'll look over the right shoulder. Keep pressing through the heel. Toes still drawing back. Inner thigh, inner knee. It's all connected. Good. And then exhale, crisscross the body. Right hand takes the strap. And then get into that outer thick IT band. Twist and look over the left shoulder. Beautiful breath in. Exhale, and let's bring this back into either ankle to ankle or up here at your thigh. Flexing the left foot, let's go ahead and take our give and receive. So only coming into this range of motion that feels okay in the hip. Nice. If you need to stay up a little higher than what I'm doing, feel free. It's a little core work too, leaning forward and coming back out. Nice. 2 more. Good. And then this time when we come forward, you can take your hands to your shins and just take one nice long static hold. Breathing in, lots of deep exhales. Good. It's very tight in this hip. It's got the gluteals, the piriformis, the sciatica nerve. A lot's there, and we sit on it a lot, and so we want to open up space for it all to live in there together and not get too squished. Nice. And then arms out, and we'll extend that leg and hold for strength. 3, 2, and 1. Point and flex for circulation. Beautiful job. So just go ahead and sit all the way back in our chair. Roll shoulders back and down. Feel the feet against the floor. Just closing your eyes for a moment again and noticing how the whole body feels, head to toe. Notice if you feel a little more circulation flowing through the body, and if the mind feels more relaxed and the muscles, if your breath is a little fuller and deeper and slower, and maybe just overall feel better than when we started. Hopefully so. Thank you so much for joining me today. You did a great job. We'll take those arms up and overhead and just pull peacefulness and calm right into your heart space. Thank you so much for joining today. I so enjoy coming together with you every Monday. Have a fabulous day. Namaste.
And we will meet again next week. Hope you have a really, really nice day, everybody.